Hello YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I am reviewing Disney's live action Little Mermaid. Let's get into the review. Okay, the live action Little Mermaid. Let's go through the good points. 1, the music was absolutely excellent, couldn't fault it. 2, the underwater environment at the beginning of the movie where we are on Ariel's and King Triton's land. Very clear, very crisp, very visible. Brilliant. Then the actual supporting characters like Flounder, Sebastian and the seagull. Yes, I know they changed the bird, but they all worked out really well. What didn't was the second half of the movie. The island felt too small in comparison to the vast ocean. I know that sounds strange. And also the murkiness towards the end of the film. It was very murky and very difficult to see. I'm hoping that they clear that up at some point with the final battle and everything. Overall, I felt that Ariel was very well represented. Her character was exactly as she was. She was here 1 minute, she was gone, you know, that typical flighty teenager. But what really got me annoyed was the fact that when she was human, she didn't try to do more signing. She was very much zombie, and I know that they explained that with the extra thing that she'd forgotten, that they made her forget that she had to kiss Eric, but that actually made her very zombie-like and very difficult to understand. And I know it also muted her beyond taking away her voice, because in the animation, yes, I fully appreciate it's a cartoon, but you're able to exaggerate more with gestures and do some signing, and she does that when she points to her throat that she can't talk, so she speaks for herself. Whereas in the live action version, you've got other people speaking for her, which gives supporting characters something to do, but actually takes away Ariel's own autonomy. Yes, I fully appreciate that Ariel and Eric are both hoarders and have their hoarding collections, which was very well represented in this movie. Eric, I felt, was actually, even though he had a song, because they all have songs now, it didn't, see the Little Mermaid, I love the quote at the beginning with Hans Christian Andersen, because mermaids can't cry, they must suffer more, which bizarrely you didn't feel that anybody was suffering, but actually it wasn't about Ariel's suffering, it was more to do with King Triton and the issue with his sister. I felt that that was really well represented. He didn't just lose his wife, he also lost his baby sister as well, and you felt that all the way through in how he was behaving, his anger. And you have to think that the reason why there'd been so many shipwrecks wasn't just Ursula's fault, it was King Triton's as well, because he couldn't accommodate, and in the end both of their powers were needed to sort out this mess, even though Ursula ended up dying. But that's by the by. Overall, I felt that Ariel was somewhat muted. See, Beauty and the Beast has got a rich equality between the Beast and Belle, weirdly enough, and that's what makes it interesting to watch. The Lion King turned into David Attenborough and Disney. We know how that turned out. This was very different. The island felt small. You didn't feel that Ariel was being given the chance to explore anything except when she went to the market. In the castle, it felt constricted. Overall, out of 5, I'm going to give this a 4.5. The music was great, but actually I really missed the line in Ursula's Poor Unfortunate Souls song, where she talks about body language. And I felt that that was really important, because Ariel never really used her body language when she was a human. She just sort of, yes, I fully get that she would struggle to walk, but then she was sort of like this zombie, so she wasn't being her authentic self. Even though her voice was gone, it was like her personality had just been zapped off her, which didn't help matters. Eric suddenly developed personality and then had his taken off him, so also zombiphobed. Thank you, Vanessa/Ursula. So overall, 4.5 out of 10. A very good movie for a live action piece. The music was excellent. The songs make this movie. It was just unfortunate that they actually removed the bit about true gentlemen avoid conversation where they can, because that is historically accurate. Sometimes I feel that we forget that these are fairy tales written in a certain time that reflect a certain time's culture and attitude towards women and gender roles and various things, and if we keep removing these things would actually make what's left of the story somewhat hollow. There was a hollowness to this, which was unfortunate. But I'm loving the fact that Eric got his song, because Beast in Beauty and the Beast got his song Evermore, which is a great song. Love the fact that Eric got some development there through song. It seems to be the way. These live action Disney things are going to keep happening because it's what Walt Disney wanted. He didn't want to make a load of cartoon films, he wanted to make live action fairy tale stories for the general public to enjoy, which is why Disney is going through the whole back catalogue. I'm going to do them all from Black Cauldron onwards. There's even going to be one about The Lion King, which focuses solely on Mufasa, which I personally would watch, because you know that it's going to be the whole Mufasa Scar story, which will set up nicely for The Lion King with Simba coming along. Yes, we're going to have to live with these live action things, but it's also worth pointing out that these live action Disney films aren't actually aimed at children, they're actually aimed at the adults that watch them as children. So from when they were 7, 8, they watched these as cartoons during the Disney Renaissance. They're now watching the live actions, which is why the live actions are far more richer and deeper. It's also why Disney have bought Star Wars and Marvel, because Disney as a brand knows it can't rely on kids' cash, it's got to rely on parents' cash, thus Disney adult cash, thus adults to buy its products. It's a company. So that's what they're doing. They're going back, doing the favourites. It's very telling that they've done The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast and The Little Mermaid, 3 of the most successful Disney films ever, plus Cinderella, which was also incredibly successful. And in fact, Cinderella live action I think is one of the best live actions they've ever done, to be fair. The whole Sleeping Beauty, Maleficent thing, that's interesting in another way because they've taken from the Twisted Tales. Twisted Tales are stories that you can get that tell the story in a new, unique way, and there's also Villain Tales, where Poor Unfortunate Souls is Ursula's story, and I found that very moving when I actually read that book. I really did. To understand Ursula's perspective, and I'm loving the fact that some of that came through in The Little Mermaid. 4.5 out of 10. That's this review done. Well, I hope you enjoyed my review of Disney's live action Little Mermaid. Please like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell for my latest video. Stay safe where you are, and thanks for the support. Bye!